The hush of heaven holds my heart today. 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 Well, hello, I'm Willie from the Ozarks, and we're ready for lesson 286 in A Course in Miracles workbook for students. We're reading from the original edition here on Friday, October the 13th of 2023. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. We're so cared for that we don't need to ask for anything. Ask for our Father's care if you need to remind yourself. But that's what the lesson's about. We can rest in the care that God always has for us, knowing that we're always cared for. The hush of heaven, the quietness, the holiness of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Father, how still today. How quietly do all things fall in place. This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson that there is no need that I do anything. In you is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine. My heart is quiet and my mind at rest. Love is heaven, and your love is mine. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The stillness of today will give us hope that we have found the way and traveled far along it to a wholly certain goal. Today we will not doubt the end which God Himself has promised us. We trust in Him and in ourself, who still is one with Him. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. And the associated reading, what is the Holy Spirit? And you can follow along, or if you're driving and just liking to listen, that's okay too. Whatever works for you. I told you yesterday that to make the fastest progress, read along. And I mean that in a general rule. Specifically, follow your own heart. You might make the fastest progress by driving along and just listening to this video. Or I wouldn't be watching it while we're driving. What is the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit mediates between illusions and the truth. As He must bridge the gap between reality and dreams, perception leads to knowledge through the grace that God has given Him to be His gift to everyone who turns to Him for truth. Across the bridge that He provides are dreams all carried to the truth, to be dispelled before the light of knowledge. There are sights and sounds forever laid aside, and where they were perceived before, forgiveness has made possible perception's tranquil end. The goal the Holy Spirit's teaching sets is just this end of dreams. For sights and sounds must be translated from the witnesses of fear to those of love. And when this is entirely accomplished, learning has achieved the only goal it has in truth. For learning as the Holy Spirit guides it to the outcome He perceives for it, becomes the means to go beyond itself, to be replaced by the eternal truth. If you but knew how much your Father yearns to have you recognize your sinlessness, You would not let his voice appeal in vain, nor turn away from his replacement for the fearful images and dreams you made. The Holy Spirit understands the means you made, by which you would attain what is forever unattainable. And if you offer them to him, he will employ the means you made for exile to restore your mind to where it truly is at home. From knowledge where he has been placed by God, the Holy Spirit calls to you to let forgiveness rest upon your dreams and be restored to sanity and peace of mind. Without forgiveness will your dreams remain to terrify you, and the memory of all your Father's love will not return to signify the end of dreams has come. Accept your Father's gift. It is a call from love to love, that it be but itself. The Holy Spirit is his gift by which the quietness of heaven is restored to God's beloved Son. Would you refuse to take the function of completing God when all he wills is that you be complete? The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Okay, well, let's go take a look in our text reading for today, and we're going to finish the chapter 29 today. I do believe. Let me make sure that I'm telling you right. Yes. Chapter 29, the awakening. Section Roman numeral 10, the forgiving dream. And as you're turning to the forgiving dream, what on earth is going on today? English Language Day, Friday the 13th. I should say that we're going beyond all fears. So if you have some residual fears about things like Friday the 13th, breathe deep and say, God, I need your help. Just let go of every restriction, all limitations. Good Samaritan Day, and we want to be a good Samaritan every day. What was the Good Samaritan? He's the one who helps his brother, even though his brother was of a race that was not of him. It didn't matter. He was a human. A global, I heard Satguru saying yesterday, we need a global anthem where we all realize there's one family. We don't want limited identity. That's when we end up, that was another name for crime, as Satguru said a few years back. Because, you try to protect your own and you consider everybody that's not your family outside and disposable. That's not the way we want to see it. And the Course of Miracles, where I understand we're all part of the one family. We're all brothers and sisters of God. Brothers and sisters to each other, children of God. International Day of Disaster Reduction. International Day of Failure. And the way to succeed is through the experience of failure. So each failure is just another stepping stone for your success. It needs to be seen that way. International Plain Language Day. International Shut Up Day. Day to be quiet. And that's where we learn the truth, is in our quiet. National Chess Day. National Family Bowling Day. National M&M Day, which was M&M, those little M&M chocolate treats were made in 1949 by Forrest Mars Sr. He's National Metastatic Breast Cancer Day, also known as Stage 4 breast cancer. National No Bra Day. National Train Your Brain Day, and I expect they're talking about training your brain in the sense of training your mind, which we, and from A Course in Miracles, we understand the brain is not really us, it's the mind that is our true identity and what can be trained. National Yorkshire Pudding Day, Silly Sayings Day, Treat Yourself Day, that's Y-O with an apostrophe, Treat Yourself Day, U.S. Navy Birthday, Vet Nurse Day, that's Veterinarian Care Nurses Day, World Egg Day, and I've had a couple of ducks that are walking over toward me that lay. I'd encourage you, if you want something to work good in your garden and don't tear up things too bad, they don't scratch, consider ducks. We've got a couple of them. We got a few actually, and they're pretty. They tend to lay more eggs than the chickens do, with less feed. World Thrombosis Day, and thrombosis is blood clots within a blood clot within a blood vessel that limits the blood flow, and it's the most common cause of death in developed countries. Found that on National Institute of Health. And I said I wanted to tell you a little bit about rainbow chard, which is the Beta vulgaris, also known as 5-color silverbeet, out of Seed Savers Exchange. Right here is what I thought I was planting was rainbow chard, but I found out later that each of those seeds in there that are mixed are actually a variety of different seeds, yellows and reds and several. So this is evidently the red one that came up here. So I like, but so it could be the rhubarb red, but I think it's the 5-color silverbeet, or what's known as rainbow chard. This technicolor mixture of Swiss chard with soft shades of red, orange, purple, yellow, and white tastes as good as it looks. It's clear to see why this variety is also called rainbow chard. Seed crops of the different colors are grown in isolation to maintain a proper balance of colors. Tender and delicious, it's an Australian heirloom from Digger's Garden Club. It's 50 to 60 days. 5-color silverbeet, or rainbow chard. Okay, and like I said yesterday, my chard got hit pretty strong by the what do they call it, those cabbage moths, and it's now recovering since the cabbage moths are not here to disturb them as much. The Forgiving Dream, chapter 29, starting in paragraph 61. Be sure to take with us today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The slave of idols is a willing slave. For willing he must be to let himself bow down in worship to what has no life, and seek for power in the powerless. What happened to the Holy Son of God that this could be his wish? To let himself fall lower than the stones upon the ground, and look to idols that they raise him up. Hear then your story in the dream you made, and ask yourself if it be not the truth that you believe that it is not a dream. A dream of judgment came into the mind that God created perfect as himself, and in that dream was heaven changed to hell, and God made enemy unto his Son. 62. How can God's Son awaken from the dream? It is a dream of judgment. So must he judge not, and he will awaken. Now, isn't that an easy formula? How can God's Son awaken from the dream? It is a dream of judgment. So must he judge not, and he will awaken. For the dream will seem to last while he is part of it. Judge not, for he who judges will have need of idols, which will hold the judgment off from resting on himself. Nor can he know the self he has condemned. Judge not, because you make yourself a part of evil dreams, where idols are your true identity, and your salvation from the judgment laid in terror and in guilt upon yourself. 63. All figures in the dream are idols made to save you from the dream, yet they are part of what they have been made to save you from. Thus does an idol keep the dream alive and terrible, for who could wish for one unless he were in terror and despair? And this the idol represents, and so its worship is the worship of despair and terror and the dream from which they come. Judgment is an injustice to God's Son, and it is justice that who judges him will not escape the penalty he laid upon himself within the dream he made. God knows of justice, not of penalty, but in the dream of judgment you attack and are condemned and wish to be the slave of idols, which are interposed between your judgment and the penalty it brings. That projection place in there, I was just thinking. 64. There can be no salvation in the dream as you are dreaming it. For idols must be part of it to save you from what you believe you have accomplished and have done to make you sinful and put out the light within you. Little children, it is not there. Little children, it is not there. You do but dream, and idols are the toys you dream you play with. Who has need of toys but children? They pretend they rule the world and give their toys the power to move about and talk and think and feel and speak for them. Yet everything their toys appear to do is in the minds of those who play with them. But they are eager to forget that they made up the dream in which their toys are real, nor recognize their wishes are their own. 65. Nightmares are childish dreams. The toys have turned against the child who thought he made them real. Yet can a dream attack? Or can a toy grow large and dangerous and fierce and wild? This does the child believe because he fears his thoughts and gives them to the toys instead. And their reality becomes his own because they seem to save him from his thoughts. Yet do they keep his thoughts alive and real, but seen outside himself, where they can turn against him for his treachery to them. He thinks he needs them that he may escape his thoughts, because he thinks the thoughts are real, and so he makes of anything a toy to make his world remain outside himself, and play that he is but a part of it. 66. There is a time when childhood should be past and gone forever. Seek not to retain the toys of children. Seek not to retain the toys of children. Put them all away, for you have need of them no more. The dream of judgment is a childish game in which the child becomes the father, powerful, but with the little wisdom of a child. What hurts him is destroyed, what helps him blessed. Except he judges this as does a child, who does not know what hurts and what will heal. And bad things seem to happen, and he is afraid of all the chaos in a world he thinks is governed by the laws he made. Yet is the real world unaffected by the world he thinks is real. Nor have its laws been changed because he did not understand. 67. The real world still is but a dream, except the figures have been changed. They are not seen as idols which betray. It is a dream in which no one is used to substitute for something else, nor interposed between the thoughts the mind conceives and what it sees. So even the real world is a dream, but it's real because it aligns itself with the transcendental, with the way God has created the world, the way God is, the way of heaven. So the forgiving dream is what we want to bring into focus, which he says is still a dream, but he's calling it the real world because it leads to the real heaven or real identity or truth, the eternal truth. No one is used for something he is not, for childish things have all been put away. And what was once a dream of judgment now has changed into a dream where all is joy, because that is the purpose which it has. Only forgiving dreams can enter here, for time is almost over, and the form which enter in the dream are now perceived as brothers, and the forms which enter in the dream are now perceived as brothers, not in judgment, but in love. 68. Forgiving dreams have little need to last. They are not made to separate the mind from what it thinks. They do not seek to prove the dream as being dreamed by someone else, And in these dreams a melody is heard which everyone remembers, though he has not heard it since before all time began. Forgiveness, once complete, brings timelessness so close the song of heaven can be heard, not with ears, but with the holiness which never left the altar, which abides forever deep within the Son of God. And when he hears this song again, he knows he never heard it not. And where is time when dreams of judgment have been put away? 69. Whenever you feel fear in any form, and you are fearful if you do not feel a deep content, a certainty of help, a calm assurance heaven goes with you. Be sure you make an idol and believe it will betray you. Let's read that sentence again. Whenever you feel fear in any form, and you are fearful if you do not feel a deep content, a certainty of help, a calm assurance heaven goes with you. Be sure you made an idol and believe it will betray you. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Heaven goes with you. Beneath your hope that it will save you lie the guilt and pain of self-betrayal and uncertainty, so deep and bitter that the dream cannot conceal completely all the sense of doom. Your self-betrayal must result in fear, for fear is judgment, leading surely to the frantic search for idols and for death. And the last paragraph for the chapter, paragraph 70. Forgiving dreams remind you that you live in safety and have not attacked yourself. Forgiving dreams remind you that you live in safety and have not attacked yourself. So do your childish terrors melt away, and dreams become a sign that you have made a new beginning, not another try to worship idols and to keep attack. Forgiving dreams are kind to everyone who figures in the dream. Forgiving dreams are kind to everyone who figures in the dream. And so they bring the dreamer full release from dreams of fear. And he does not fear his judgment, for he has judged no one, nor has sought to be released through judgment from what judgment must impose. And all the while he is remembering what he forgot, when judgment seemed to be the way to save him from its penalty. Wow, what a beautiful reading. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Father, how still today, how quietly do all things fall in place. This is the day that has been chosen as the time in which I come to understand the lesson, that there is no need that I do anything. In you is every choice already made. In you has every conflict been resolved. In you is everything I hope to find already given me. Your peace is mine, my heart is quiet, and my mind at rest. Your love is heaven, and your love is mine. The stillness of today will give us hope that we have found the way and traveled far along it to a wholly certain goal. Today we will not doubt the end which God Himself has promised us. We trust in Him and in ourself, who still is one with us. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Okay, well, be sure to do your longer meditation morning and evening. And throughout the day, find something to be thankful for every hour. And give thanks to God for that. As you say, the hush of heaven holds my heart today. 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 is the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit mediates between illusions and the truth. He must bridge the gap between reality and dreams. Perception leads to knowledge through the grace that God has given him to be his gift to everyone who turns to him for truth, to be dispelled before the light of knowledge. There are sights and sounds forever laid aside, and where they were perceived before, forgiveness has made possible perceptions tranquil in. Forgiveness has made possible perceptions tranquil in. Forgiveness has made possible perceptions tranquil in. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. 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 Holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. We've been given everything. Rest in that. The hush of heaven holds my heart today. Peace.